Story about one of those kids we showed you nearly 20 years ago.
In the first broadcast of Adam, we showed you pictures of 55 missing children. Some of them have been found because of you.
In 1983, 7-year-old Brian McCain was one of the dozens of missing children whose pictures were shown at the end of the made-for-TV movie about Adam Walsh. Because someone in Oklahoma recognized his picture that night, Brian and his 2 sisters were rescued and returned to their mother. That was 19 years ago. This is Brian McCain today. He's known worldwide as Bizzy Bone, core member of the multi-platinum, Grammy Award-winning group Bone, Thugs, and Harmony. But despite his phenomenal success, memories of the abuse he suffered as a child at the hands of his abductor are still vivid and painful. Who abducted you and your siblings, and how old were you when that happened?
Byron abducted us. Byron McCain was his name. Was my mother's ex-husband, and my older sister's father. I was 5 years old when he abducted us. He took us. He took me and my sisters. He got us in the car and he drove away. And we never turned around. He told us our mother was dead. He told us our grandmother was dead. And we were moving on with our life, and we started on our trip. Hotel to hotel. You know, city to city. From broke down car to broke down car. Not having nothing to eat, walking up to old ladies in rest areas and telling them that me and my sisters were hungry because we have a bite of their food.
And before he was finally rescued, Brian went through something else no child should have to go through.
My sisters had gotten dropped off somewhere, and I wound up at someone else's house with Byron. Never seen him before in my life. He told me to go upstairs and to take a bath. With somebody's son. The kid had to be 11, 12 years old. And we went upstairs to take a bath, and when we went in that bathroom, the kid told me things that no other kid should tell another kid. No other kid should ask another kid to do. You don't inquire about a child's private parts. You don't ask a child to touch his private parts. You don't ask things like that. So I bottled that up inside, and I kept that up inside, and I never told nobody.
Being rescued as a result of being featured on the Adam Walsh movie saved him from one nightmare. But what should have been a happy reunion with his mom turned into another bad break. Brian says his new stepfather soon created another abusive environment. How bad was the abuse?
It got to a point to where bruises were popping up and staying for 3 and 4 days. And that's when it crossed the borderline to abuse. So eventually it got to be an abusive situation for my mom. She rolled out. She left. She grabbed us, packed us up, put us in foster homes, and said that, you know, she's going to get her place together.
And Brian was so happy.
It was in Beulah Smith's foster home where Brian finally found the love and safety that he desperately needed. Beulah taught him what childhood was supposed to be like.
Brian was very intelligent, very smart child, but he didn't know what a refrigerator looked like inside. He didn't know what a telephone was at the age of 7. He had never used a telephone.
Beulah gave him everything he needed, even his first Christmas presents. But as much as Brian loved her, when he was 13, he chose to go live with relatives in this rough Cleveland neighborhood.
I went to Cleveland to be with my sisters to have some sense of family, as I missed them. Where we lived became a dope house, and I immediately learned the trade of selling dope.
But dealing drugs was another life Brian hated.
A lot of people started dying in our neighborhood. We had a street called 99th. It was off 99th in St. Clair. I didn't want to be in that situation. I didn't want to keep seeing these drug addicts crawling on the floor, smoking and snorting rat poison, thinking that it's dope. Having to call the ambulance and the paramedics. I didn't want to be there anymore. I didn't want to do that anymore because I seen that I was selling poison to people, and I understood that.
Once again, Brian McCain needed to be rescued, and once again he was. But this time it wasn't a TV movie or a foster parent that came to his aid. This time, his savior was music.
It's
When he was 15, Brian met 3 kids who went by the nicknames Lazy Bone, Crazy Bone, and Wishbone. They all shared a love of rapping, writing, and singing. Brian took the name Bizzy Bone. Together, they became brothers in song and in life as the mega rap group Bone, Thugs, and Harmony. In 1997, they exploded to the top of the music world. Today, despite fame and fortune, Bizzy hasn't forgotten the bitter lessons he learned as an abused child. He spends a lot of his spare time reaching out to other abused kids, and he wants every at-risk child to know that there can be light at the end of the dark tunnel of child abuse.
And you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. Let it go, or it's gonna torment you for the rest of your life. Tell that demon to leave. That's why I'm here.
And Bizzy Bone believes there's another reason he's here today. Because John Walsh showed his picture to America and rescued little Brian McCain back in 1983.
Who knows what would have happened to me, and who knows where I would have been. And it's time somebody thanked him. You know, it's time that somebody thanked him. He's helping everyone else. And, you know, he's doing so many things for other people. It's time somebody came and they thanked him from the bottom of their hearts.
To show his gratitude to John Walsh, Bizzy wrote a special song for our show. And Bizzy dedicates this song to John, Adam, and to all the victimized children AMW has helped.
Welcome to the pain, AMW, John Walsh. Not only do I say thanks, but we love you. All of us that you say when they shoved you, you wouldn't budge. Anger wanted you to hate and you showed us love. Damn the terrorists, pedophiles, and careless thugs. That's my acronym, Judge. Only God and John. For the past has been a little bit better forever. I remember Adam, so he's touched us. God's got him, and God had him all mad him. Although the ghetto made me good, so I travel through the burbs and tell them about the hood. America's most wanted used to be ducking, but they was looking till they find you. Rewind the tape and blindside you. I bet they never thought that I could be on this side. Surprise my people, it's gonna take a long time. Hey, fellow abductees, show me love. And if you think you got a secret, just tell someone. You don't have to be scared, not like I used to be. God'll be there, God'll be there, God'll be there. Most definitely. Fellow abductees, show me love. And if you think you got a secret, just tell someone. You don't have to be scared, not like I used to be. God'll be there, God'll be there, God'll be there. Most definitely. Fellow abductees, show me love. And if you think you got a secret, just tell someone. You don't have to be scared, not like I used to be. God'll be there, God'll be there, God'll be there. Most definitely.
And remember, you can make a difference.
AMW.